Yes, sir. Ski. You are tuned into another edition, another episode of Infinite Vibes. I'm Moran, the man. To my right, I got the richest lady in Atlanta, Georgia. She just look like she got it today, y'all.
I be trying. We building, right?
Nah,
brick
we
by
building,
brick
by brick.
You know, but we got a special guest that I've been watching for a long time.
Absolutely. Who we got in the building? B-Lax?
Man, we have somebody from the motherland in the building right now. He go by the name of
DND section.
I just wanted to do that.
I have to do my own intro. It's fresh though. It's fresh.
That's what's up, DND section.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, man. So first things first, you are clearly lit because my sisters told me so much about you. You know, like this is somebody we got to get on the show no matter what. I'm like, if you're telling me about him, he must be doing his thing. So
yeah, thank you. I appreciate you.
Of course.
I really appreciate you guys having me.
Of course. Like, you deserve to be on this platform. You've been putting in the work. Like, I first caught wind of you when you did a music collaboration with Christelle, which is our family. You know,
shout out to Christelle.
Yeah, shout out to Christelle. You guys have been putting in work for a long time, and now we know Afrobeats is really like the new music of the world, like that everybody love. You know, it's literally going probably, I know hip hop is number one, but I foresee Afrobeats being number one in the future.
Yeah. Like,
honestly, that's my opinion. But, you know, you've been out here working.
Yeah,
so yeah,
no,
tell
I've
us
been
about what you got going on. Like, how did you get started into this?
How did I get started? That's a crazy question. Like, how did I get started in general? Like, as a kid, there was nothing to do when I came back from school in Nigeria, but watch like MTV Base, which was like our MTV in Nigeria, and like Channel O and all these other, and Trace, which are like all these music video channels, right? So I was seeing like Ponder Replay by Rihanna, early 50 Cent, Eminem was huge in Africa at one point, and then obviously with Afrobeat, like videos that were going crazy back home. But yeah, it was really that. And then my dad is into jazz and Afrobeats and like early Afrobeat fella Kuti. My mom made me do poetry as a kid, so it kind of like ended up. It's like I was primed to do it.
Right.
Yeah, but then when I got to the A, like when I moved here when I was younger, like it was just a different world, and there's so much influences because when I came out here, T.I. was like.
Yeah.
Trap God.
Yeah, like he was like
Living
everything.
in Atlanta, Georgia, when T.I. had it, was an experience.
It was an It was different.
Experience.
It was like, that was when it was really like Atlanta. I'm talking about baggy pants. Everybody was shaving their heads all the way down now because they want to be like T.I. Like
rubber bands around your wrist.
I'm telling you, everything was crazy. This is times of tech decks and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, it was, when I came out here, it was a culture shock. But then, I don't know, as I grew up, just starting to listen and still being tapped in at home and being here, like I just really got on the music tip. And then when I went to Valdosta for college for a year, that's when I really locked in, and I came to the city and I was like, yeah, I got to get out of Valdosta, I got to go to the city. And that's when I started really getting into it for real.
Yeah, because you really got the sound. Like, if I had to say, you kind of have your own sound in your own lane, because we hear like the melodic Afrobeat songs and stuff like that, but the way you come in and you kind of bring like the culture of the South rapping, that trap kind of vibe to it, but you speaking and uplifting your people at the same time, but it's on Afrobeats. That shit so hard. Like,
yeah.
Is that how you always envisioned it when you was growing up? Like, that you were gonna be doing this?
I wanted to develop my own sound. Like, that was the main thing for me, is I wanted to be different. But I never thought that experimenting, which is like one thing I would like push on everybody, is like experimenting would turn into whatever this is now. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was just years of just recording. Cause at some point I was in the studio probably like maybe like 6 days out of the week, except the one day where my producers would be like, bro, I can't link to that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I was one of those guys. I was a studio rat. Like, I just wanted to record, cause I wanted to be good, because I didn't like my music. I was like, this is good, but it could be better.
Right.
So,
but I think that's interesting, though, because honestly, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to stay in the studio.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to be willing to critique yourself. You know what I mean? So what was that like for you when you discovered that you might not be as good at first? Was it disheartening? Did you put a lot of pressure on yourself?
nah, not at all. Like, to me, it was just like, I gotta surround myself with people that I think are better than me, because I'll never reach that level if people around me aren't better than me.
Great advice.
So I started to be around artists that, and they might not have been the littest, but talent-wise and the understanding of music structure and understanding music. Like, my producers are real music guys. Like, they really do sound engineering. They went to school for music. So being around them, I had to pick up because they're speaking in terminology and I might not understand it, but I got to get right so I can be able to not look like a fool in the studio. So it was just surrounding myself with singers that could sing better than me, rappers that I thought were dope and better than me. So it just made me, because I'm a competitive person. Right. So like I feel like the pressure of people setting a standard is always makes me step up. So I think that was the main thing for me, was just like, okay, I got to get in the studio and I got to work. I got to really go crazy.
No, that's facts.
That's hard.
And I know he came by himself, but I know you got a team.
Yeah, I do have a
Talk about your team.
I have a dope team. Like right now, like it's really like, shout out my boy Gauze. Gauze is really like my boy right now. Like everybody in my team, nobody really has positions. It's just all about just making something work. And I think
love that too, man.
I think what's really dope is that my team is a mixture of like people that are African and people that are black. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's important because that's the main message that I want to push, right? Is that like it's the same thing, right? Yeah. End of the day, we're all
not different.
Yeah, we're all black. We walk in the room, nobody cares. The other people don't care if we're African or we're African American. We're just black. So I think that's the main thing of how I compromise my team, is because I wanted to be able to have people here understand what our mission was, but I have people at home understand also what our mission is, right? So
I love that.
I think that was the main thing with building my team.
It reminds me of me and you, bro.
Really?
Because we really just get shit done. Like, we don't have one role. Like, if I have to say.
I agree with that. We don't have one role, and it's very important to have good people around you that know what they're doing. But with that message, you touched on, the fact that being black, we're not different. Yeah. So coming from Africa, did you encounter that energy of, because we always hear rumors all the time. I've never been to Africa. We always hear rumors about, there are people in Africa who, if you go to America, they don't consider you Africa anymore, or vice versa. Yeah.
Coming here was tough at first, man. Like, oh man, and I went to Atlanta public school too.
Oh, what school you went to, bro?
I went to North Springs High School.
Oh wow,
that's a big ass school.
Yeah, I went to North Springs High School.
I thought you was about to say you went to Doug or something.
Nah, I went through the whole elementary, middle school, and then I ended up going to private school to go hoop, and that was I'm not even gonna get into that, but bro, I went to Atlanta public school. They was on my ass.
Yeah, I believe
they was on my ass. Like Fulton County schools was on my ass. I was like, damn, like this is kind of crazy. Like they really roasting me right now, and I have nothing to say because I'm fresh. This is new to me. You know what I'm saying? But with that, right, with how I see like black people, right, it's just like, okay, so the media is gonna push this agenda on you, right? They're like, oh, Africans are like this, black Americans are like this, and there's gonna be this divide, right? But end of the day, like the reason why Afrobeat is spreading the way it is because it's a natural rhythm to black people. You know what I'm saying? If you look at drill music and you look at Afrobeats, they have similar drum patterns.
Right.
I agree with that.
And a lot of people don't know that. And hip hop too is like what you say in your music matters, and what you're hearing in these Afrobeats, what they're saying is really uplifting with people like Asake and stuff like that. But then the beat pattern, like, kind of what you said, and I do believe the Afrobeat will be the #1 genre in the world, like in the next 5 to 10 years, just because it's world music. Yep. We all want to dance, we all want to feel good, and I feel like this music now is connecting these two bridges of Africa and America, and it's now making it to where it's like, you can go on TikTok and you can see an African influencer or somebody that went to Africa and see like, oh wait, this is not what they're showing me on TV. This is like something totally different. So like, I feel like that right there is like, again, that's the mission, bro. It's to make all people just feel like, bro, we're all black. I would love to take all y'all to Nigeria and like show y'all what this stuff.
I can't wait.
Man, I'm telling you, I'd love to show you.
We're gonna hold you to that. When you get the bag, don't forget about us.
Let's do it. Now we got to get you out there to interview some African artists too, so you can get their perspective. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that would help because now if people like, as the world is globalizing, like people can ask these artists the right questions instead of the one that the mainstream media feels like you gotta ask. You know what I'm saying? Now you can really be like, yo, I was in Ghana and I saw this, and then they'll be more open because these artists will now be like, oh wait, like you was in Africa, like you really came and tapped in, you know what I'm saying? And tapped into your culture. Yeah. And there's a sense of peace at home too. I think that's what I want black people to understand in America too, and everywhere in the world, is that like there's no peace like the peace you'll have at home, because that's like everybody around you is black. There's no race. There's no anything. There's classism everywhere. But like, end of the day, it's just gonna be like this infinite vibe. You know what I'm saying? We're just all the same. We're all lit. We're all beautiful. And then I think it's just like, that's the main thing I want everybody to know about, like this bridge that we're trying to like really build between the two sides.
We would need to go with you.
Yeah,
Because
we
you
gotta
gonna show
check.
us
Yeah,
like
we
that.
We gotta check in Africa.
We're not going by ourselves the first time.
Hey man, we turn up now. We turn up. So
That's what's up.
yeah, we turn up.
How you walk us through like how
yeah.
everything be.
Get y'all some good traditional wear, you know what I'm saying? Get y'all fitted, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's
Get y'all
up.
some good cheap food, you know what I'm saying? Good beach days, all that. Nah, trust me, you'll be.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get y'all right. Don't
So
worry.
what you think about like with Akon and what he's doing and building a whole beautiful city, Senegal? Like he's literally creating that mode for artists to come back home and create an infrastructure to help with income and build jobs and etc. So how do you feel about that? With what he's doing?
I think what Akon is doing is like brilliant, because I think a lot of people sometimes when you're on the journey and you get to that bag and whatever it is, you forget what you're supposed to do, right?
Absolutely.
And I think one thing about Akon is that, you know, there's a lot of guys that are coming up right now that are already up, you know what I'm saying? We got the big three in Nigeria, and I feel like as those big three start to, you know, age out and they get to Akon's age, I hope they use him as an example, right? Because end of the day, like all this money, the exchange rate works in Africa's favor, because you got to think $1 in America is 730 naira in Nigeria. You know what I'm saying?
So we
right
rich
now.
when we come over there.
Yeah, when you come over there, if you come out there like with the right amount of money, it would still have to be a good amount. You can live really well. You know what I'm saying? And I think what Akon is showing is that if you can take these large amount of funds you make in America, it can do a lot of damage, and a lot of good damage, I mean, in Africa, to fixing infrastructure. So
That's amazing. Like, because usually it's the other way around.
Yeah.
It's usually
Oh, yeah,
other
nah.
places, like I know, like American money in places like London is less.
but that's Europe though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Europe is where
That's the
everything.
daddy and mama over
yeah,
there.
you know what I'm
That's
saying?
where America come from. That's what I'm saying. Europeans is white. Like
Yeah,
that Caucasian,
that's European standard. You know what I'm saying? That's why they
Exactly.
call European standards of beauty, all that. You know what I'm saying? They don't call it American standards of beauty. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's facts.
That's deep.
Who is the big three?
That's deep.
You know, you got David, Wizkid, Burna.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Tim's?
You know, it was crazy. I was just
She
talking.
hard, bro.
She hard. She gotta be a part of that.
No, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Skills is hard.
I got in a huge argument with my homies. I'm not going to expose them, but I know I'm gonna win this bet, and I bet them. I said, bro, like Thames is gonna be bigger than all three of them, just for the simple fact is she's not making traditional Afrobeat, right? She's incorporated with the most soulful genre in the world, R&B. People, there's R&B people.
I will say, first time I heard of Tim's, I did not think she was from Nigeria.
You thought she was probably like.
I thought she was like Philly,
Yeah,
somewhere to be.
something
I
like
ain't even gonna
that.
tell that lie. I thought she was like, I don't know, Jill Scott, Philly, Neo Soul.
That's
I'm not even gonna
crazy.
tell that lie. I did not think she was from Africa.
Yeah, nah, she's. And the thing about it is that I'm starting to get into R&B. People are putting me on R&B, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's people that live and die for R&B.
No,
like
facts.
that's like their bread and butter. Like they'll wake up and they'll throw on Anita Baker and all this
Yeah.
stuff. Like they really live and die for it. And I think her incorporating, like, it's the real Afro R&B, because it has the rhythms and it keeps you moving, right?
Right.
But then it has this it has that soul and that R&B gives you when she sings, because her runs and the way her voice sounds. I think she's gonna be the biggest. I think I see her ceiling being bigger than Adele. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like she can write to that level.
Yeah.
Her connections, her team is also like, whoa, what a team. You know what I'm saying? Because her team is crazy. Africans and Americans coming together to create something crazy, which is another thing of bridging the gap, right?
Right.
And I think Thames is gonna be massive. I love Thames. I really do.
She's already a legend, right?
Yeah.
And coming in the game, because like she got trap people wanting to use her vocal as an instrument.
You got Drake. You got the two. You got the
As an
two
instrument.
goats.
Like,
Future, like,
What else?
come on,
Like
yeah.
in the past, like 10 years, like what combination has hit harder than Drake and Future?
As
Nobody.
Of right, hey, nothing I can think.
in the
of.
last
Nobody.
10 years now.
Last 10
Nobody.
years, nah.
Last person was hitting like this was probably like Ye and Jay-Z.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody else is hitting like Drake. And when Drake and Future drop a song, it's the biggest shit in the world.
It is.
100%.
Like-
Every time they drop.
And they sampled a girl from Lagos, Nigeria. Like,
Yup.
They
you know
use
what I'm
her
saying? Shout out
vocals.
Yeah,
Lagos.
like,
Yes.
we all thought that
Shout
was a
out
new
Lagos.
record. Didn't even know it was a sample at first.
Come on, man. Straight
Because
from
that was a higher is the song, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just like the fact it wasn't an average remix. It was literally using her vocal as the melody and the instrument.
with an all African band too. The all African band played the live band. Shout out my boy
That's
Iz and
what's up.
Sonic Major. All from Lagos, Nigeria, by the way. I just gotta rep my city. You know what
They
I'm saying?
did the record higher.
Yeah, they helped. They were because it was a live performance on Genius. It wasn't even a song. It was an actual live performance on Genius. And like I said, like Lagos, man. Man. When people wake up on Lagos and see what's really coming out of Lagos,
It's crazy.
telling you, it's different.
I want to go to Lagos.
It's like Atlanta.
Yeah, that's what they said. Cause
Bro, it's Atlanta. I'm telling you. Think about it. You know how we got Future Thug, everybody? That's how we lined up in Lagos. I'm talking about WizKid, Davido, Bella Shmurda, Buju, Fireboy. Everybody's from Lagos. It's like we're literally the Atlanta of Africa. Those are the two most important black cities in the world. Like,
and you're helping me pronounce it, because I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I didn't pronounce it like that.
Yeah, people say Lagos.
Lagos.
And
so
all
Lagos,
that.
right?
Lagos, yeah.
So Lagos is the first African country that played my record. I really wanna.
City.
They've been. I mean,
I had to say city.
Yes.
I had to correct it.
She been Nigeria.
Lagos is the first city to play my records, and I really appreciate them. And I would love to go out there to that city and just pay homage, because y'all are different.
Yeah, it go down
and
over
the world
there.
Finna know.
It go down over there.
Absolutely.
It go down over there.
I'm curious to know though, man, because you said you went to Valdosta.
Oh,
and one thing, it's okay, bro. Because it's like the thing about Valdosta, like there are a handful of people that went to Valdosta, quit, and joined the industry, and one person that comes to mind is Black. You know, Black went to Valdosta.
This is so crazy. I was just talking about this like 2 days ago.
Oh wow, interesting. So when you were in college, like what were you studying, and what made you say, man, this ain't for me?
Geez. I was studying at the time. I was studying marketing, but then I just couldn't mess with the numbers. Then I switched to law, and I was in Valdosta. And when I was in Valdosta, I think Black had just left like the year before or something like that, or like maybe 2 years before. And he was really cool with this guy out there that was rapping called Ease, right? And shout out to the Valdosta community too. And I remember one of my big homies, Supreme. He was like, yo, when Black, I was just talking about this the other day. He was like, yo, when Black was out here, and I think Swag Hollywood was also out there as well. Like, there was a lot of people that came out of Valdosta and went back to the city and turned up. There's a lot of people that people don't even know now that are in prominent positions in the music industry that came from Valdosta, right?
Facts.
And I don't know, when I was in Valdosta, it was cool, but it was I was hanging out with a lot of older guys, like a lot of guys that were way like 23, 24, I was like 18. And because I don't know, I just met him one day on campus and I just clicked better with
the older
and I didn't want to I don't like to make young people mistakes. So I was young.
That's good.
Yeah, so I wanted to.
That sounds very African.
Right. Gotta have OGs around.
Yeah.
I grew up around older people, so like that's how I got my wisdom. Like I didn't make a lot of mistakes because of that.
Yeah, it helps you because like when you do make the mistakes, there's somebody to tell you that like, yo, that was really stupid. You know what I'm saying? So like they had told me like I was at the time I had gotten into an altercation with with like somebody on campus and stuff, and my one of my big homies, he was like, yo, like there's nothing for you here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like leave Valdosta, go to the A, go to like transfer to Georgia State and go make music, bro. Like there's nothing here. You'll never pop here. Your music, niggas won't understand it. Like you got to go do something different. And shout out to Reek, man, and Boo. They're the two people that told me I should dip, and I dipped. And since then, that was the best advice I ever got.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's hard. Love
and where they at now?
Oh, they still with me, man. We still kicking it in the city now. They moved from Valdosta here. They in the city. They doing their thing. They're doing well. They're happy. That's the main thing. So,
right.
Yeah, they're still here with me. They're still on the journey.
That's what's up.
Absolutely. I love that, man. I love that. So what are like some goals that you want to accomplish for yourself, man?
I think that my number one goal is always just to build my mama house in Nigeria. That's my number one goal, is just to take care of my family. You know what I'm saying? I think life goal comes before like career achievements to me. So I think I would like to accomplish my life goals first before any musical goals. I think definitely getting my mama house, you know what I'm saying? And my parents, just the house in general, Nigerian, you know what I'm saying? Helping my brother go through art school, that would be fire. But like music goes, like I want to be the first African artist. I mean, Thames will beat me, so it's okay. I've accepted it, but I want to be the first African rapper to win an award outside of an international category in music. And that's at the VMAs, that can be the Grammys, that can be anywhere. And that's a real goal for me. Like, I really would love to wear that on my chest.
Right.
Because rap out of Africa, people don't even think about that. You know what I'm saying? Think about Afrobeat. And I would love to be the first, like, because I consider myself a rapper. You know what I'm saying? We're all artists, but I'm a rapper because I love to. That's where everything comes from. So that's a big goal for me. I would love to tour, like, everywhere, like a Europe tour. I would love to go to places like Asia and stuff like that, just to meet people. I want to build a school. That's a big thing, is to go build a school back on the mainland in Nigeria. So those are like my main goals right there. Everything else doesn't really, like, streams and numbers and all these things.
Right.
They don't really mean anything to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's that Tony Snow song, Don't Look at Numbers? Yeah, that's that. Just really life goals and then those small music goals, and that's really it. So yeah.
Or you could look at the numbers for your streaming to go on tour, your own tour,
Yeah.
That's how I would look at it, like a positive, kind of like what Brent Fayez did. Because that is the new way. Like, that's where the data, you can see, like, who's listening, and you can do your own tour. You can do your own thing instead of waiting on people to do it for you.
Yeah, we had did something like that this summer, actually. Okay. Yeah, we did a little mini tour. We did New York, we did Houston, we did LA, and we did Atlanta.
So you have fans in those particular
cities?
In
those particular cities, because we did DC as well. Yeah, so it was like where the big African diaspora was, and like I was able to kind of see what cities and what songs to perform in what cities. So yeah, that was like very interesting when you got down to the analytical side of things. Yeah,
that's what's up.
Absolutely, man. That's hard, man. So talk to our listeners about, your music. Like, what are the songs that you got out right now that they should be checking for, and why?
My favorite song I have out right now until Friday, when this new record comes out, is
it's already out.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
Yeah, Imagine That is already out. So let's go stream Imagine That. I think Zaza with my boy Smooth, that's definitely one of my favorites. Darling is always a favorite. Runaway is a favorite. There's a lot of dope songs. It all depends. I make a lot of diverse music, so it really all depends what your taste is. So if you're feeling chill, if you want to get lit, workout music, whatever it is, it's all there. I try to just cover all emotions because music is all emotion based. So
Darling is one of my personal faves. Believe it or not, I have been, like, when I was mixing on air, I would include it in my mix.
Yeah, and I'm already, I saw the Shazams on it, so you might have had, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, had something to do with that. Yeah,
I had something to do with that. I would like to think.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I really feel like you are paving a way for artists in Atlanta that are from the motherland to be able to have a pathway to follow, because sometimes people may feel like, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go, but you guys are doing it. Quantum, Gemma.
There's some crazy talent.
All of y'all are doing your thing.
There's some crazy talent in Atlanta and America in general, man. And I just can't wait for when people are like, first people are all going to go look in Africa to see what they can find. But when they come here and realize there's a massive diaspora in Atlanta and Houston and DC, shout out people like Toye, like you said, Gemma, Flush, Andy, Maradona in Houston, Lamy in DC. There's a lot of Africans doing great things in America with dope music, like dope ass music. So like, I don't know, I feel like the scene is really growing, and there's young guys too that are coming up that I see at Georgia State and Tech and all these schools, because most African kids, you're gonna find them in college making music, but they're gonna be trying their best to do it. And it reminds me of me when I run into a lot of these young guys. I don't know, I'm acting like I'm old, but I'm not old. But just running into a lot of younger guys, right, like 18-year-old guys and stuff like that, and seeing them like find inspiration from what people like me and Toye and Gemma and Tobes and everybody's doing. That's It's really inspiring, man.
It is.
It's really inspiring.
Definitely.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, man, congratulations to you on all your success.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
We rocking with you. Like I said, if you good with sis, you good with me.
Oh, yeah. We all family now, man.
100%. We family. Yeah. And when we go to Africa, we got to check in with the king.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We're going to get active. We're going to get active.
Experience. I know how to pronounce it now. I feel different.
You up now.
Legos. I was saying Legos.
Hey, everybody be saying this, so don't feel bad. Everybody who is not African says it.
Right. Literally everybody. It's not even funny.
So one thing about Infinite Vibes, we always like to encourage our guests to just provide positive words of affirmation to anybody. So to come up, what's some advice that you could provide, my guy?
Best advice I can provide. the less time you spend focusing on the negative and everything that's wrong is less time taken away from you trying to figure out the solution. And when you figure out the solution, everything is clear. I don't know if that makes sense, but
No, for real.
yes. So as soon as like you stop focusing on everything that's going wrong right now and you try to fix the little things, eventually those little things will get you out of that feeling of whatever you're feeling inside. And I think we all kind of deal with that. So,
Right.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Wise words.
Wise words, man. Please give our listeners your social media. Let them know how they get in contact with you. All that and then some, bro.
Yeah, DND section, type in Instagram, TikTok, all those things. Yeah, DND section, that's DNDSCCTION.
Hey, tap in with our guy. He has on a real Rolex, no
Tap,
TikTok.
tap, tap
You
in.
know what I'm saying? You see that swirl? Our guy is on his way. This is a dope
Okay.
artist that's on the come up.
It's really a Bape X. Shout out Bape. You know what I'm saying? It's really a Bape X. Shout out Bape.
For sure, man. Shout out to Babe. Hey, man, I feel like we're going to have a lot of these, man.
Oh yeah, man. I'm excited, man. We gotta do these for every drop.
Every job.
Every drop. We gotta do this at the when we drop the album. At the album release.
You doing
party.
it next year?
Yeah, we gotta when we drop
Okay.
the album.
We're going to be there.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it. Now we gonna rock out. I'm holding y'all to it too. So
Hey,
when
hold
I
up.
call y'all,
hey, well, we'll say this. How about we put a show together and we can do a live interview there, bro.
that's what I'm saying. That's
Put a
what we
live
gonna
show,
do.
like some
Going on-
Jimmy
let's
That's
do a
what
live
we gonna
show.
do. That's what
Infinite
I'm
Vibes
saying.
cross Afrobeats DND section.
Come
Let's
on,
do it.
man. We can do a sit down. Let's do a real sit down. Get some people. Let's do it. I'm
Okay.
down. We about to plan
We gonna
this.
lock
I
it
hope.
in.
I
We
hope-
on record now.
We
so
have it on video, guys.
on record now.
Cause I'm gonna call them. So if she,
Hey, we locked in. Look.
We like for sure, man.
We going to make it happen.
yeah,
Infinite
say less.
Vibes DND sections. Hey, we out.